Hi, everyone. Welcome to Domain Sherpa. And thanks for tuning in to the podcast with the best domain name and digital asset content in the world. We've got a brand new Domain Sherpa review today featuring Adam, Ammar, and Drew. We play the domain game featuring GameTees.com, RomanceClub.com, and GreenCandle.com. And then we've got the NameJetGonnaJet segment sponsored by NameJet. And we talk about some domains coming up for auction, including Adriana.com, GoldenGames.com, Gyms.com, TravelFriends.com, Duo.net, and Horizon.net. We also talk about the upcoming launch of the new NameJet site, which will be live by the time this show airs. And we also talk about the NamesCon auction and some of the domains that Drew bought, which domain is worth more, tangerines.com or blackberries.com. We also talk about some names that Ammar bought in the auction as well. And remember, if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, you can watch the video version at domainsherpa.com and on our YouTube channel at ds.tv. You can also listen to the shows on Apple and Spotify and other podcast platforms as well. And make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, all that good stuff everywhere that you can. It is much appreciated. Also, we're integrating our shows now with Muse.ai, which provides new search functionality for the shows and transcripts as well. So definitely check that all out. And big shout out to Dan.com, the #1 place in the world to buy and sell your domains with a special platform made for domain investors. With that, it's now time to get into this episode of Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. So let's go. Yo, what's up, Sherpa Network? Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Jonathan Tenenbaum, a.k.a. JT, a.k.a. Jay On, a.k.a. Sherpa Winfrey, and I'm the host and producer of Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. Today's show is the Domain Sherpa Review, where we get into the minds of successful domain investors using real examples so we can learn strategies and tactics to become more successful domain name investors ourselves. These are the experts, the OGs, the best in the biz. There are 4 segments to a Domain Sherpa review. We've got the grand opening, where I introduce the Sherpas. We see what's going on. We do a couple AKAs. We talk about what's happening, maybe some related things, some unrelated things. Segment 2, we get into the domain game. That's where we hear about what the Sherpas bought and sold recently. Everybody guesses. We keep score and eventually give out some swag to the winner. Speaking of swag, oh, yeah. What's up? Your boy got some Domain Sherpa swag. We may see some of that coming to a winner near you sometime soon. I got myself a little, although I'm using this funky background, so it's like it's kind of making it kind of go in and out. But for those of you who are just listening and not watching at home, I've got myself a fly, little light Domain Sherpa summer hoodie, little swim hoodie. I don't know what you doing. What you pointing to, Drew?
His mug.
What about his mug? I don't know if I get that. I don't know. Give? What's he doing? Give up? Give up. Oh, that was good, man. I like that. That's like a little like a word game. Anyway, all right. So Drew's messing with me. What else is new? But it's all good. That's what my therapist says. I say when it's not really all good, but you know, what's how we do it. That's segment 2 is the domain game. Segment 3 is NameJetGonnaJet, sponsored by our friends at NameJet. We review a list of domains coming up for auction, see what the Sherpas like, what they don't like. And then last but certainly not least, we got segment 4, which is GrandClosing. That's where we discuss anything we haven't already talked about, looking at the domain space, talking about the market trends, current events, allowing our guests to mention or promote anything they want to talk about that we have not already discussed. All right, with that, let's go ahead and introduce the Sherpas. Over to my right, I got my boy Adam Strong, a.k.a. John Wick, a.k.a. Up and Adam, a.k.a. How's your portfolio, Fokker? It is strong to quite strong, a.k.a. Adamantium, Illinois Jones, a.k.a. Adam, you're only as strong as your weakest backlink. What's up, dude, with the headphones and everything? What's going on, man? You got the joints. They look like you got the joints they give you on the airplane for free. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you don't...
They are, dude. They totally are. I had some technological difficulties this morning. I'm on like 2 laptops. Like this one's in front of me and the other one's ways away.
Sounds like a control room, man. We got it all going on, man.
Well, you know, I've been having the Wi-Fi problems with one laptop, so then I switched over to another laptop, and then I can't get the Bluetooth on. So yeah, I'm ghetto-fied over here. So you're gonna have to also change one of my AKAs coming up. Probably like in a month. So I'll give you some news on that.
Oh, okay, okay. I like that. I like the teasing of some upcoming news.
You going in for gender conversion or what?
Yes. Yeah. Hey, don't get us canceled.
Well, that's why you're showing Angie strong on your.
We got Angie.
There you go.
Are you
Changing
changing news ahead of time?
Changing his pronouns.
Yes, I'm changing my pronouns.
Oh man! All right. Well, hey, look. You got to live your truth, dude. And at the end of the day, man, we'll accept you in whatever shape, form, or however you want to roll. It's all good. It's nothing but love here.
I'll be switching from tea to Bud Light.
Hey, also all good, man. Everything comes down to personal choice, man. That's what liberty is all about, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Is it though?
It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, live your truth. It's all good. It is all good, man. So that's the thing, man. We just want everybody to be doing what they want to do, follow their heart, and that's what life's all about, man. So let's keep it moving. Before Drew says something, I'm going to go ahead and introduce him. Down to my lower right, I got my boy Andrew Rosner, aka Morpheus, aka the Dirk Diggler of digital assets, aka the Sniper Bob Lee Swagger, aka Drew. Drew got what I need, aka never gonna give Drew up. Every Rosner has his thorn. Graybeard, the domain pirate, and Cancel Adams. What's up, man? Canceled Adams.
Canceling me?
No, hey, man. No, that's what I'm saying, man. That's all good. What's up, Drew? How you living?
Man, I'm living good. No, everything's good. All good, man. Great weekend, Getting ready to gear up for summer.
Summertime.
Kind of already started.
Summertime.
That's it,
Yeah, hey, that's all it is. It's just like Will Smith said in the song, you know what I'm saying? Basketball court, summertime, they got girls there. Everybody's just vibing. We are in it. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, all the grandfathers, all the guys who aren't even sure if they're fathers. You never know. It's like in the movie Kingpin where he's like, you have any kids, Roy? He's like, none that I know of, but it doesn't mean they're not out there. It doesn't mean they're not out there. All right, let's keep it moving. Below me, we got my boy Ammar.
Yeah, great segue, bro.
Right into Ammar.
Speaking of which, below me, we got my boy Ammar Kuba, a.k.a. King Kuba, a.k.a. Danny Ocean, a.k.a. the even greater Gatsby. Don't chase an unworthy dream, y'all, a.k.a. Marzan, Kuba Libre, LL Ammar J, a.k.a. Kuba Soze. What is going on, my dude? You looking like you just vibing, speaking of summer, Vegas, just living. You got the short sleeve shirt, with the collar down. You look like you've been in the gym. What's up, man? What's happening?
It's all good, man. The weather's heating up. It still hasn't hit 100, but it's probably this week.
It wants to.
It's great. So everything's good. I'm headed to LA tomorrow. So the weather out there is a little more mild and should be nice.
All right. Dope. All right. Well, good stuff. I'm glad you guys could all make it today. We just, myself, I got back from Lisbon, hanging out with Drew and the team, the MediaOptions, keeping it popping squad, getting together in person, which was really dope. So yeah, it's that time. We got a little bit more travel coming up in the summer, and we're definitely starting, kids getting off of school, just all the stuff, camps, things like, that all just come with the summer, man. That's going to be the theme of today's show, maybe. It's called Summertime. Summertime in the DS, I would say like the LBC, you know what I mean? But I don't know what, like DomainSherpa something. I don't know. Yeah.
Definitely not LBC with that background.
No. It's all more like summertime in the Malibu in the,
in the boo.
In the boo.
In the boo.
Like America's Most Wanted. All right, so we normally kick things off with the domain game, but Angie Strong was telling us that that she was hasn't bought any names.
No, he said he's got one now.
I got one.
Oh, okay. Well,
they have one.
Oh, easy. I'm trying to figure out. I'm on her laptop trying to figure out how to change the name, and you guys are still dissing on it.
Well, come on,
you can't change it while you're on.
What are we supposed to?
You can't change it while you're on the Zoom. Yes, you can.
No, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you have to do it on the web.
No, just right click on the name.
Go up to the three dots in the upper right corner. Go to the bottom where it says rename, and then just rename it to whatever you would like. You know what I'm saying? Live your truth, Angie. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I mean, look, we're being funny, but truth is like, yo, really, it is all good, man. Everybody has to follow their path. So, and that's what life's all about.
Are you running for fucking president or something? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just kicking real shit, man. It's just real shit.
Follow your fucking path.
It's true. Everyone's got their own. Everyone's got their own.
As long as your path doesn't cross with mine.
Yeah, you got to be able to. I know. Look, that's Drew's thing. Drew doesn't like his path to be disrupted. You know what I mean? But I feel like sometimes
I think everybody should follow their path just like you do. It's just that you cannot impose your path on anybody else. Your ability to follow your path stops when your path crosses my path.
I think that's a fair point. But all I would say as a retort is that life is a complicated tapestry of everybody's journeys intersecting and crossing over one another. Yes, there is a point where sometimes you can impede somebody else's path to where it creates a friction. But otherwise, you just try to go with the flow, man. More people need to just be able to go with the flow. Everybody wants to create. Everyone wants to create drama and outrage.
Be like water, baby. Be like water.
Be like water, man. Exactly.
Be like water.
So
you can flow gentle, or you can be the sharpest fucking blade in the universe.
Oh,
be like water. Be like water.
I dig it, man. I got the waves behind me, and that's the message that we're sending. I like it. All right. Domain game. Adam, what do you got? You got to buy a sell. I think you said you were able to squeeze something out here in order to give us something to talk about.
Yeah. So I can't remember when the last time I was on. I sold City Tees.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I got another one. Game. GAME. Tees. TEES.
Why? You're on fire with these tees.
All the tees are hot.
Did you buy Crazy Tees?
Crazy Tees. No, I got a lot of tees names actually.
Yeah.
Really?
That was in the auction.
Crazy Tees what's Crazy Tees sell for?
I don't think it hit reserve. I think it was around 6K.
Oof.
How was the auction fun? Was it a good time?
Wholesale?
Didn't sell. The auction was, it was fine.
Did you buy anything?
Yeah, I bought a few.
What'd you buy?
Hey, it's my turn.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Sorry.
When it gets to Ammar's turn, we can talk about.
We'll do that after this segment because otherwise it's kind of disruptive.
Yeah, that's a fair point. All right, so GameTees.com. All right, and this was a sell, so let's get out our phones so we can make our guesses, and see what he sold. GameTees.com. This is where it's like I want to go back real quick via Muse.ai and find out what he sold City Tees for to give me a little bit of a, but GameTees.com. All right, y'all got a number? Everybody got something?
Oh. Forgot how to play my own game.
That's
all right.
Okay.
Game Tees. All right.
Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Flip it. Oop. All right. Okay, we got it. So for those of you who are only listening, I'm at $4,999. Ammar's at $7,500. Drew's at $18,888. All right. So that's the range. The range is 5 G's to about 19 G's on Game Tees.
Hold up. Didn't you smoke City Tees for like 20 or 25 or 35 or something? What did you get for City Tees?
I think it was around the same as this one.
Okay, well, let's find out who gets the points.
You know what? That was so helpful.
Who gets the points? Let me sit up a little bit so you can see my Sherpa gear.
What's the number?
Get a little sense of what you're going to win if you win. $5,000. What's going on, JT, with this point? Man. Boom, starting out early.
Man, I'm up here sharing this stage with a bunch of amateurs. That was the reason I didn't want to go to NamesCon.
18. Yo, what? Come
on. So was it the same buyer who bought Game Tees that bought City Tees?
It was not. I do not believe
I like Game Tees. Game Tees is a great name. I mean, that's,
Actually, the buyer on that one, I'll tell you guys about it off there. It's an interesting buyer.
All right. I like it.
You go look it up. You probably see.
All right. Well, do you have anything? How much did you buy the domain for?
Oh, come on, man. I don't know. Nothing. $11 probably.
All right. Well,
some GoDaddy closeout.
Yeah, so it was a closeout, and it turned it into $5,000. How long did you hold on to it for?
Come on, JT. You know I wasn't ready for this.
Since the extinction of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, probably 10 years.
I know, really, but like
a decade.
Since I was having to fax in my orders to Network Solutions.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't have.
All right. Well, we'll say it's been a while. You bought it for very little. You sold it for $5,000. That's success, and and the fact that I was able to knock it out and get the win feels pretty good.
There you go.
So let's see what Drew's going to talk about. So then we'll keep it moving. Let's move on to Drew.
No, move on to Ammar because I don't actually know what I'm going to do yet.
All right. Okay, we're going to do it that way.
Romanceclub.com.
Romance Club. I'm not just a client. I'm also the president. I'm not just the president. I'm also a client.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Romance Club. Diane Steele says bought this domain from Ammar for now. So you sold this name?
I sold it, yeah.
You sold romanceclub.com.
Romance.club, is that what you said?
No, romanceclub.com.
Romanceclub.com. I'm kind of torn on this one. I feel like I've got a number in mind, but
if you're a member of the Romance Club, you might get torn.
Whoa. Oh, that was a little.
You're definitely getting us.
That's a different kind of club, bro.
Torn up.
Different kind of club. All right, I'm gonna.
Grandma, cut your toenails. Bury the sheets.
Oh no, I bought that in 09 for $80, JT.
Oh, nine.
You own that at some point?
Oh wow, that's a long time. No. He's talking about Game Tees.
Oh, nice. That's
$80.
Very, very crazy. All right, you guys ready? You ready with some numbers, y'all?
Yeah. Hold on.
Wait. Why? I don't even know what the domain is again. Romance Club.
You act like you didn't hear it 30 seconds ago.
I was trying to find a domain for myself. Okay.
Romanceclub.com, my dude. Romanceclub.com.
All right,
here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Flip the phones. All right. We've got, I'm the low man at $11,999. Adam's at $15,005. And Drew again at $18,888. He's like, something's going to hit $18,888.
It won't be this one.
Consistency.
It will be this one. $9,900.
$9,900. JT again. Look at me. I'm doing big. Yeah.
So you said you were torn on this one. So was I. I'm like, I don't know what I don't really know what the use case is for it. It could be, I don't know, like some kind of monthly subscription box, or I don't know what you do with it.
So romance novels are literally the #1 category in like all forms of literature, I believe. And so like you just got all these middle-aged women just ripping through these freaking romance novels. And you've got these dudes that like names you've never heard of. And these dudes sell like millions of copies a year of their shitty romance novels.
Fabio.
I wouldn't call him
Fabio
shit. Daniel Steele. I wouldn't call him shitty though. You know what I'm saying? Some people love those. You know what I'm saying? That's good. That's good. It's good writing for some people, man.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen. Some people like Slurpees. That doesn't mean Slurpees are good.
I love me some Slurpees, son.
What are you talking about? How can you say Slurpees aren't good, dude?
It's all opinion.
Slurpees are horrible. Horrible.
They're very bad for you. They're very
bad for you, but that doesn't mean that they're bad.
Therein lies the problem that we have as a human race, is that we distinguish the things that are good from the things that are good for you. If it's good for you, it's good. If it's bad for you, it's bad. You know, like
that's fair.
Let's get Billy to superimpose a Slurpee on Drew's face.
Or just have him holding a Slurpee. You know what I'm saying? Like just like that was kind of where I was at when I said I was torn. I was at 9,999, pushing up to 15K. I think that, to Drew's point, we've got some author friends who, are names people would know. We've actually had conversations with people who've literally brought up this exact point about how romance novels are, literally just cash machines for the authors that have developed a following, and and they churn these things out like they just so because there's an audience for it. Beach books. I mean, all this kind of stuff. People like to, it's like the equivalent of watching a soap opera for people who write better reading than watching, right? And yeah, I think Romance Club could be could be like a book club. Like you said, it could be a box where you get a romance novel with some other assorted stuff. I don't know what, might come in that box, you know what I mean? But it could be
So I had it on buy now, as you guys know, for all my lower names, like that are, that aren't 6-figure names. I just kind of look at it and I eyeball it and I just put a number on it. So and when I'm just thinking, when I was going through that, even when it sold, I was kind of like, oh, I probably undersold it, but then I don't feel bad about 10K for that name.
Well, yeah. And so what'd you buy it for and how long did you have it?
I bought it for a little over $500 in 2018.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's,
it's a good return.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Oh, Adam's got the Slurpee machine behind him, it makes me really want a Slurpee right now, like that's it. So yeah.
He's making Drew drool.
Yeah. No, Drew's like, he's impervious to this stuff. He doesn't eat the sugar and do all that. That's one thing that when we were in Lisbon, I was making my nightly pilgrimage to the gelato place around the corner, which was literally the best gelato in Lisbon. And it's so good. And he was just clowning on me the whole time. He's like, he's like, you're killing yourself with every bite. I'm like, I don't care. It's so good when it hits your lips. It's so good. But, so it's, hey, teach his own. But so all right, well, hey, that's still a big win. So $500, you held on to it for a while, but you sold it for 10K. I mean, that's 20x. Like that's the plan,
Yeah.
But you got to buy names in order to be able to sell names. So, as people go through these phases of I'm not buying any more domain names, it's like, well, I mean, is that really the case though? Is that really what's gonna happen? Anyway, all right, well, good for me, good for you. Mostly me because I get the point, but you get the money. That's cool. Drew, have you decided what one you want to talk about, a buy or a sell? What you got?
I'm gonna go with a buy.
Okay. Let's see if I know.
I'm gonna go with greencandle.com.
All right, I'm out on this one.
Greencandle.com.
All right, so this is just a 2-horse race right now. Ammar and Adam having to decide what they think Drew paid, what he paid for greencandle.com. Do 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 do. All right.
Actually, I'm changing mine. Hold on.
Oh, snap. That's it.
All right.
On an audible. I like it. Here we go. Flip them. Oh, 2,000 and 5,000. Interesting. All right. So Ammar's at 2,000. Adam is at 5,000. Drew, who is the winner?
Ammar is the winner. I paid $17.70.
I had it at 15, and then I was like, "What's with this name?"
Right.
Is it something I missed?
Well, Green Candle.
Niche.
I like Green Candle because, as I've said 100 times on this show, I like domains that have different sales vectors. And Green Candle is could be, scented candles, like green sustainable candles, earth candle, whatever. But it's also a very, very big term, both in finance and in crypto, in terms of charts. So, if you're using a candle chart, you have daily candles, hourly candles, 15-minute candle, monthly candle, and when the price goes up, that's a green candle. When the price goes down, it's a red candle. And
camel bone.
Yeah, so it's a common phrase that people are like, oh, it's a green candle day, or oh, it's a green candle. Green candle is a very positive. People, if you're an investor, you want green candles.
So
I was thinking something. I thought it could be also weed related. I was thinking the sustainable side, and then I was thinking weed. I didn't think finance though.
Yeah.
No.
But
And
most likely the big value in this name is in the finance of the crypto space.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's good.
that was good work. So solid addition, greencandle.com.
All right. So I'm gonna call another audible. So this is just, the natural segue from the conversation I tried to interrupt with. But so at the NamesCon auction, I got tangerines.com.
That was a good deal.
$2,800.
Wow.
How did that happen?
There wasn't as much bidding as
Was it late in the game?
No, it was actually one of the early to middle, I think, if I recall.
Were all the CloudFest attendees not buying up all the domain names?
There just wasn't a lot of energy in there was some heightened bidding. Actually, one of the names I won probably had the most kind of most bidders involved.
What was that?
I got Zorba. Zorba.com.
Zorba the Greek.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Zorba the Great, right? Is that Zorba like from the movie Big? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the name of the?
No, that's Zoltar.
Zoltar, yeah.
Oh, Zoltar. All right. So what's Zorba then?
It's just a Greek. It's a Greek brand, right? Just anything. If you hear Zorba, you think Greek, right? So
I don't necessarily immediately jump to Greek, but okay.
Okay.
It's Greek paper towels. You know what I'm saying? You could say they're very absorbent.
So
you're going places with that one.
But for whatever reason, I didn't think that was going to go. I didn't think it would go. I think I only paid a little over $5,000, but I didn't think it was going to go.
About 4,500 too much. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding, dude. I love you.
No, it's a good brand. All those like little 4, 5, 6 letter pronounceable brands.
Yeah.
They're good. They're valuable.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I'm like, I actually would love to get your guys' feedback. I'm a little scared. Idiotic.com.
Perfect.
I mean, look, it should be your email address. I mean,
that was well played. I like that. That's good.
Look, I mean, it's one of those things. Like I've got a bunch of stuff like that, right? And I always think like, all right, I'm going to use this when people piss me off. Like I've got assholes.com and
I bet you do.
I've got a bunch of.
But you probably didn't pay as much as I paid, and that was a perfect example of in the auction. You're like, I want this name, and I just But
actually, Adam, I think I got assholes.com from you.
No. Nope.
So.
Maybe.
Well, wait a minute. So, should we guess what you paid for Idiotic, or should we
go for it?
Idiotic. I'm gonna say 8.
8 G's.
I think you told me.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know.
I thought $5,000.
No, I think you paid more. 15.
I paid. I think it was 12.5.
Okay.
That would have been my second guess.
I bet you got a little buyer's remorse on that puppy.
No.
So I do, and I don't. I do think it's a great name. I think somebody will pay. I think that's a $50,000 name.
When?
But for the right, for the right buyer, or maybe it's a meme site. I don't know. Whatever.
I feel you on the meme side, and I think for a buyer, it could be an interesting sort of like counterculture kind of brand or something. You know what I mean? I think there's some stuff to that.
Look, I wasn't the only one in that auction.
Blog.
So.
Who were you bidding against? Were you bidding against someone on Monty's phone when he's like, "Oh wait, another bid just came in."
It was actually,
another bid just came in.
I don't remember who it was, but it was other people in the room.
There's actually an idiotic.media. Do you see that?
Okay.
It could be a good. Yeah, it could be a good like the Onion type of thing.
Yeah, or actually regular
like
news nowadays that it's just
like Babylon B.
Yeah, just because like things have gotten so crazy and so idiotic in general that like the idea of it's actually the regular news could just be rebranded to idiotic.com.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It
Yeah,
could
should
be
like
the new what's that fail site, right? Where that was really popular back in the day.
that new fail site that was really popular back in the day.
You remember fail? It was fail something.
Phil Army or something like that.
Hold on. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I don't
Anyway,
remember the name though.
so yes, I have a little bit of buyer's remorse on that, but at the same time, I don't think I'm gonna get hurt on it. I don't think I'm gonna get rich on it.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a bad buy. You know, so
I think the music might have stopped on that game of musical chairs.
Look, man, it's just like
I'm just gonna be honest. But look, I've got so many of those too. You know,
right?
It's just part of the deal,
right?
Exactly. And eventually, you know.
Well, I think it's a question of what's your turnaround time that you're trying to get, right? I mean, the name that you talked about selling, Romance Club, was a 20x, but it took 5 years to get it, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, Idiotic is, you know, I think it's an interesting enough name that there's a play.
I'm just curious when you say, but it took 5 years to get it. When you make that statement, do you? I'm asking this seriously. Do you imply that that's a long time for him to have gotten a 20x return, or do you imply that there's a?
No, I think it's right. I actually think that's right on kind of what it should have been. Well, maybe not should have been. I mean, look, I think if you can turn names in 2 to 3 years,
20x in 5 years, I think is.
I think Drew's point is that 20x in 5 years is astronomical.
Yeah, it's outstanding. So that's why I was just questioning the but. You know, the but.
What I mean is, like, what I'm saying is,
you tell me what I can do right now and get a 20x on it. You know, in 5 years, and it's like
the thing is, it's not a guaranteed 20x.
Yeah, sure.
Well, right, and I think that
we're talking about expectations, right? So it's theoretical, anyways.
Well, no. So I think it's kind of right on. I think if you're holding it longer with domains, right? Because keep in mind, everything is also opportunity cost, you know? So if you're turning down offers that might be less on that domain in that time frame, you know, then it's a question of, you know, was it the right play or what have you, you know? I mean, again, 20x return, I called it a win when he said that he sold it and had it 5 years and made 20x on it. I said, that's a big win. I said, bigger win for me getting the point in the domain game, but still a win for Ammar. And, but I think it's also, you know, you paid 15 G's. Are you good to put that 15,000 now aside, like you said, on a speculative investment that if you can get 20x in 5 years, you'd be super happy to do it.
Right.
But knowing that it could take twice as long, could be a never.
And so this one though, I'm not expecting anywhere close to 20x, right? I'd be happy. So I'll probably price this at 50K and we'll see what happens, right? That's probably where I'm going to put it.
Yeah. Well, and I think, you know, this is an interesting point, Drew, because we were talking about this earlier when we were thinking about like what are some positions or thoughts that we have regarding the domain space that, you know, might not necessarily be widely sort of, you know, common, accepted, popular, or what have you. And one of the things we talked about was just that it takes a long time. Like, people might not want to hear this because everybody is so like, you know, wants an instant gratification, but success in the domain space takes intelligence, it takes patience, and it takes a budget, right? Like you can't just expect, hey, I'm going to register a handful of hand reg names.
It also takes thick skin.
Yes.
Yeah. Just being on the show takes thick skin.
Right.
But yeah, and I think this is super interesting that this is kind of coming up based on literally just a conversation we were having offline before we even got on today. So, but hey, good stuff all across the board. Congratulations on everybody's wins in the NamesCon auction. Big shout out to Monty and Scott. You know, I think that but let's slide into.
So I got two names. I got blackberries.com for 19 and then tangerines for 2 or 2.8 or whatever it was. Why do you think there was such a big 19,000? Why do you think there was such a big discrepancy between tangerines and blackberries?
Blueberries, blackberries?
Blackberries.com and tangerines.com.
Superfood, isn't it?
Yeah.
One is basically 10x the other one.
Right.
Because it's superfood.
Well, is it something to do with BlackBerry, the device? Like, since it's, you know, pretty much a relatively bulletproof, you know.
Yeah, but to me to me that that name's not getting any traffic from BlackBerry.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I actually think Tangerines is the better brand.
What about the plural though? I mean, obviously, if it's singular, those names are worth a lot more.
Times 100. Times 100.
So, you like Tangerines as a plural for a brand, for a business to be called tangerines.com?
I think Blackberries
to spell.
Yeah. Blackberries, I think, is harder as a brand and lends itself more towards the industry. And Tangerines, I think, can go both ways, but it's, look, at the end of the day, they're plurals. Like, these are not, like blackberries.com. I'd be pricing that name probably at 150, looking for 75 to 100, 125. Tangerines.com, probably the same, but I'd be a little less flexible.
Yeah, I think you got a steal on Tangerines. I think you overpaid on Blackberries.
Yeah, I think so too. But I was okay overpaying on Blackberries because I got the other one so cheap.
Yeah.
So you're not going to do like what?
But
Peter, you're not
do you guys
like
agree?
Peter
There's no
did?
obvious reason why those are so far apart.
I mean, Tangerines are just also less common, right? I think Tangerines is a better brand. It's a better name. But I don't know. It could also be the timing of, because I was going to bid on Tangerines, and then I talked myself out of it, which is good for you. And so, yeah,
I think it's interesting. I think that's a fair point about it being a less common. What are the search data when you looked at all that stuff? Was there, I would think that, to Ammar's point, Tangerines are less common. I have Blackberries in my fridge right now. I do not have Tangerines. I probably have Clementines.
Just for the record, what this is a really good indication of this whole discussion is what I've always said, which is domain auctions are for buying, not for selling. Because it's these weird variables that allow for you to get great deals. The energy leaves the room, a domain comes up late in the auction, somebody's already blown their wad, or even at the beginning of the auction, somebody's holding out their wad for some name that they want that's coming later in the auction, so they don't bid. So auctions are, like what was that? Any given Sunday? It's any given Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know.
Yeah, you got to show up.
Yep.
I wasn't there, so that's why you got them cheap.
Well, I wasn't there either, and I actually
I wasn't even watching. But
Ammar, you said it was a little subdued in the space. I mean,
I felt like I mean, the turnout was fine, but I felt like the energy was a bit lower.
It looked like
I just remember being in some of those rooms, and you had Frank was there, and then Drew and you, and a handful of other folks all buying. And
Kirkendall will be buying, Ammar will be buying, I'd be buying, Schilling be buying.
If everybody's
Lonnie, you have Lonnie bidding.
Yeah.
You used to, rest in peace, Lonnie.
Oh yeah,
but it used to be so much fun. Those domain auctions used to be a lot of fun.
MediaOptions is the industry's leading domain broker specializing in domain acquisitions, high-value domain sales, and domain name consultation. As pioneers and thought leaders on the subject of the domain aftermarket and domain name value, plus through their clear domain acquisition service, MediaOptions offers startups and established corporations an unparalleled scope of high-value domain options, providing access to domain names and curation technologies not available elsewhere. MediaOptions believes in the power of a great domain name and is dedicated to helping you obtain yours. Call or email today to put a domain to work for you.
Speaking of domain auctions, let's move on to the next segment, which is NameJetGonnaJet, sponsored by our friends at NameJet. Normally I would hold up the shirt, but this time I'm just showing you some DomainSherpa swag. By the way, it looks like I won the domain game. Congratulations to me. So that means some more swag coming to me.
This is the very first one I haven't won.
No way, really?
Check the record. Yeah, I think I've won every single one.
Billy, check the record on that.
Fact check. Well, it's good because this means I got to send a couple hoodies your way, and so I'll get the address, and then we'll make that happen. You and deck out the whole fam in DomainSherpa hoodies. It's gonna be great. You guys on your summer vacation camping, heading across the U.S. and like the old Wagoneer, and everybody rocking DomainSherpa hoodies. I love it. I'm feeling it. Let's go get some selfies. All right. Well, speaking of NameJet, They got a new site coming out. The new site, I don't know if you all saw the email, but as of the time this show airs, from the time we're recording it now, it's prior to this new site dropping. So it actually is going to go down for about 12 hours today, and then the new site is going to be released. We've got no additional insight other than whatever's been released publicly, but I'm pretty excited. You know, I mean, with my history with NameJet, it'll be interesting to see what this revamp looks like. And,
are they going to fold snap names into it or what? Do you know?
You know, to be honest, I literally have zero inside information. All I know is what I saw in the email saying that NameJet news, big changes are coming to the NameJet website today. So definitely go and check that out. They said new look and feel, new process to place back orders, new option to remove back orders if you lose an auction on a specific name, new download file
NameJet,
type.
I don't know if you guys even watch this show, but if you do, you know, you can use your sponsorship as a way to communicate to the audience some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We could elevate your message. You know what I'm saying?
We could amplify your message. But you know,
but you gotta, you know, you can't leave us in the dark. You gotta bring us on the inside.
That's true. Sure. Just let us know. Let us know.
What is it? Lift the kimono?
Yeah, open the kimono, baby.
Open the kimono, openthekimono.org. All right, let's go. What do we got? We got the list. There's 18 names on the list. I guess I should run through really quick the whole thing. So if you go to DomainSherpa.com, you go to the actual show, the post for this particular show. Speaking of which, we got a new Domain Sherpa site in the works. We got a new MediaOptions website in the works. So we got some things on our own that are going to be coming out very soon. We're excited about. But so if you go to DomainSherpa.com, go to the post for this particular episode, you can download the Excel sheet, which has all of the domains. It has the Estimate appraisal. Take those with a grain of salt, please. How many back orders as of the time that we taped the show, and then what the back order end date is. So definitely, because all these are expiring domains, no reserve, but it means that they're going to go to private auction, and the only way you're going to be able to participate is if you have a back order in before the back order end date takes place. That's usually, I think it's like 11 p.m. Eastern time on the day of the back order end date is when it actually it'll shut down, and then the name disappears for a day and then pops up in auction a day after that. And, it goes to the highest bidder. So got some other data, including the link. So definitely check that out. We don't get no affiliate benefit, but so we're just doing that. We're just doing that to help y'all in your domaining journey. Everybody, Adam,
I have a suggestion for NameJet too. So this list that we're getting, everybody uses, how many names are registered in this, how many are registered with the multiple extensions or whatever. Why don't we get that data on this? Like, don't make me work.
Yeah, well, I think that would be something that, that was something that we were pretty big on when I was running NameJet, was trying to figure out ways to, provide better lists, more information, stuff like that could help people parse and figure out what they wanted to bid on so that they would, make their lives easier. So they put in more back orders and we sell more names and everybody wins. So
it's very simple. Search, sort, filter. The more you give the customers the ability to search, sort, and filter, the more activity you will see.
Yep.
That's great.
Just buy a site like NameBio or .db or whatever. Just buy one of these companies. Or NameBio or expireddomains.net, whatever.
Or NameBio. And there you go.
I'm not active in NameBio, so. But
it's all good.
I'm just saying there's like Drew said, more data, more buying.
Data. I can't make jars without clay, said Sherlock Holmes. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's keep moving, y'all. We got the list. Who wants to go first?
About? This dude's crazy.
Who wants to go first on the list? Who's crazy?
Drew does.
So just a question. These are always supposed to be drops, right?
Expiring names, yes.
Because I feel like I've seen remote testing, no smoking. Both of those I've seen before. So, but maybe they're drops. I don't know.
Well, so again, they're not drops. I mean, well, it depends what you classify as a drop, right? There's a difference between expiring domains and dropping domains, right? Expiring domains are domains that have entered into the registrar, the renewal grace period. Right. And once they've gone through that at the registrar and they have not been renewed and they're not picked up in NameJet, then they actually get dropped and end up in the pending delete, right? Which is after names at any registrar have gone through. I mean, for NameJet, it's going to be the network solutions, register.com registrars. But once they go and at any registrar, they go through their expiry grace period, don't get renewed, don't get picked up in auction, then they go into the pending delete bucket. Then they drop, and then they can be caught by NameJet. They can be caught by Snap Names. They can be caught by Drop Catch, and then those will then be auctioned off to the highest bidder on those particular platforms.
Dude, did you just explain drop domains to like 3 guys that are supposed to be domain Sherpas?
No, I'm explaining it to the audience, man.
Okay, all right. I think you were explaining it to Ammar, but okay.
Well, the way Ammar was calling them drops, because some people say that, but I like to distinguish between the two buckets because I think it's important for people who don't know the difference. So I think all that did was just highlight an opportunity.
I'll explain it. in better terms. Drops are names that the registrars aren't snaking the money from, and the other ones are the ones that the registrars are squeezing the money out of.
Well, kind of, sort. Yes, I mean that's the end result.
I lump them together. So
yeah, but so what will happen? I think on NameJet, and you're right, you might see names repeating. So it could mean one of two things, right? It means that the name had been picked up in an auction, and then the winner has let it expire, so that it's just running back in auction again. Or it's possible that it got renewed and it's running an auction again, having expired a year later by the same. Either way, it's the same result. It's just a question of, is the thing about the names that are on NameJet that are coming up for expiration is that they can still be renewed up until a few days prior to the auction actually beginning. So it's possible that some of these names will end up getting renewed, and then you might even see them the next year if it turns out that whoever the registrant is does this as part of their practice, or just or like accidentally letting names expire and then renew them later. Are you sleeping? Is that what
yeah, man. Sorry, I just was snoring. I fell asleep for a second.
I fell asleep with my eyes open. It's all good,
dude. Ammar,
it's basically about how bored I am. You know what I'm saying?
Ammar, it's basically, is it somebody selling a domain or is it some registrar deletion? Right. Yeah. So that's a drop for us is somebody it's not a domain or selling a domain.
Right. Yeah. I guess to me, I just lump them together, whether it's it just gets tricky or a private auction.
Yeah, I mean it's just tricky. Basically, the little missing link that makes this all very easy to understand is that there's a new variable, which is that you have registrars acting like domain investors, and so the drops are there really aren't any drops anymore. I mean it's like very few good domains actually ever drop because most of the big registrars just take them and then sell them as if they're drops, but they're not.
Conspiracy theories abound. So anyway,
it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just the way it works. That's the way the system works.
Yeah,
man, you're like. I'm not even gonna go there.
What butterflies and rainbows, baby? Let's get it. You're
like mainstream media, like
just flow like water.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm on some super positive shit, man. It's summertime, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here. I got the waves crashing behind me. I'm rocking I'm literally out here in like a beach hoodie with our like our brand on here. You know what I'm saying? Like letting people know. Everybody who walks by me here on the beach is seeing DomainSherpa. They're seeing you guys live here on the beach.
By the way, why is nobody walking around behind you? It seems like it's such a nice day.
This is a private beach, man. It's private,
Okay, because he's nude from the waist down.
Exactly. Next people you're going to see show up are going to be the cops.
Keeping a safe difference.
That's who's coming. That's what you're going to see walking behind me. I'm going to get tackled. It's like, what? I thought it was a free country. Liberty. All right, let's go. Let's talk about actual domains, please. Somebody pick a couple names and start talking about them. Drew, go ahead, man. Go.
All right. I mean, look, there's some real obvious stuff here. REL.com. Great name. Great 3-letter combination. Slightly pronounceable. It's probably going to go higher than I would want to pay for it, but it's a great domain. You got another obvious one like Adriana.com. Great first name. I happen to be super ultra bullish on easy to spell female first names because I think that in a world where we've got all these AI agents, people are going to give them female first names. Nobody wants a male. And easy to spell female first names. I just feel like that's a very easy way to name an agent.
But
that
four
you interact with.
syllables? 4 syllables.
Well, I'm not saying Adriana is like, where it's at, but it's Adriana AI is kind of, that's kind of, it could work.
Yeah, that's, I think, pretty dope. I kind of like that, and it's like,
and remember, like Adriana, like over here in Portugal, very common. Right?
Yeah. No, it's a great name. It is a great name.
Germany, there's a lot of countries where that's a common name, but yeah, good name, I don't know, it's a pretty decent list, better than the last few. I guess if I'm gonna pick like one name that I really like, it's not just like an obvious 3letter.com type of thing. I'm gonna say gyms.com. I think gyms is, that's kind of obvious too, but I like these first name possessives, like gyms. Could be a bar, restaurant, could be a nightclub, could be a, Jim's Waterworld, Jim's Tire Repair, Jim's Jim. Jim's Gym. You know what I'm saying?
And by the way, Jim's is one of the famous cheesesteak places in Philly, as a matter of fact, is Jim's. You got Pat's,
I bet you they're going to pay you a bunch of money.
Yeah,
they get free. But, like, look, you bet you could trade gyms.com for free Philly cheesesteaks for life. You know what I mean?
There you go.
And the thing is it's a good deal for the restaurant, because if he's feeding you those free, Philly cheesesteaks for life, your life ain't gonna last that long. It's a great deal.
Yeah, because you would say they're
cheesesteaks and Slurpees.
You would say, yeah, cheesesteaks and Slurpees, baby. He would say they're bad. I'd say it sounds pretty good. That sounds like a last meal to me if I ever heard one. All right, cool. Well, that's a good collection of names. Is there anything you don't like? You're going to pick a name that you're like, hey, this is some shit I'm not interested in, or it's just going to be so high. It's just the juice is not worth the squeeze.
These are all good names. I would buy every single name on here. If I'm going to pick one, though, I'm going to say Travel Friends. That's some real rainbows and butterfly type shit. Travel Friends, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like Travel Friends. Ooh, Travel Friends. What is Travel Friends? What do you do with that? You know what I mean?
It's for people that are lonely, Drew, and they need a friend.
Yeah, they're like, hey, it's like for singles cruises and things like that, or or if it's like a Sherpa is technically a travel friend. You know what I'm saying?
Travel
like it's a
friends.
guide.
Sign up now and travel with a rando. It's like, nah, I'm gonna pick up.
No, it's more like, hey, it's more like a guide. Like sign up for the sightseeing tour at travelfriends.com, or it's a travel agency, like Travel Friends will let us help you, plan your next
senior
trip.
Citizens that are single and have no friends, and they can travel still, and they're just looking.
That's what hedonism is for.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, dude, I'm talking about older people. I don't think.
Oh, listen, older people are having more sex than you are.
Well,
wow. All right. Hey guys, remember when we used to do this podcast before they shut us down for like being weird?
No, that's not. No, seriously. Like my grandmother, when she was like,
almost getting any better. You keep talking. It's like you act like that's like you're improving this.
No,
I got people texting me.
Telecommuting.com I think is worse than Travel Friends.
Yes,
I would not want. I don't see value in telecommuting.com.
Okay.
I hate to say this, but I really the two .nets on there are really good.
Yeah, they are.
I never have luck with .nets, as I always say, but these are really good .nets. And I have a personal bias.
Just when you thought you were out,
I'm not going to buy them, but I do have a question. So duo.net I really like, but I have duo.co. Which one is more valuable?
Between Duo and Horizon.
Horizon.
No. I'm saying between duo.net and duo.co.
How do we always end up in those kind of discussions? I say net.
You
read my chat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got caught up in the chat. What was the question? What was the question?
Between duo.net to duo.co.
Duo.net, I think duo.net, I think that.
Boy. All right. So, yeah. So anyway, those two are good, but I probably won't be bidding on them unless they're really good deals. I think no smoking is great. And I like remote testing.
I like that too.
No smoking and remote testing are probably the two that I'll probably be bidding on.
Yeah, and the interesting thing that is interesting about remote testing, I mean, and how you mentioned that, we've definitely seen it on the list, and maybe it was on the list from like 2 weeks ago. I'd be curious to see if it's, if that one's popped back up annually, but
no smoking sounds familiar to me too. Like, I don't know.
No smoking reminds you of the movie Thank You for Not Smoking or something.
Yeah.
No, but I've bid on nosmoking.com before.
I think it's a great name. I don't know what you do with no smoking exactly, but it's just like it's one of those like almost like a cultural reference. Less than the like nail on the head, don't no smoking here, But like I feel like no smoking is kind of like a cultural reference. It could be a cool brand.
For sure. And I mean, it's easily a smoking cessation type thing too.
Which is big business, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's like, patches and nicotine gum and all these kinds of things. Like if your brand was nosmoking.com, I mean, for people trying to quit stuff, like, obviously cigarettes being number one or vapes nowadays, I guess, So
yeah,
no, I dig it. All right, Adam, what about you, man? What do you think? Like, are there anything we haven't talked about that you like or don't like?
I like Pink Cat.
I bet you do.
Oh wait! Oh, we're talking about
more old people like pink cats.
Yeah, more.
I don't even know what I was saying. It's gone so far off the rails. It's like it's just weird now,
dude. I was crying a minute ago. I honestly like. I like that as a brand. I don't know what the brand would be for, but
nobody's ever going to name something Pink Cat for very obvious reasons.
Oh, bro,
why not, man? That could be clothes.
Just as much as they won't name it.
Maybe it'll be a vibrator.
What about lingerie? You know what I'm saying? Pink Cat.
I'm buying Pink Cat. I'm buying Pink Cat, and we'll see.
Yo, the most popular one of the most popular groups right now is Blackpink or something, right? I mean, there's stuff. There's just sort of random.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I don't know, it's just had the word pink in it.
Dude, you sound like the people that send me lists like, yo, I got 100 great domains. And it's like, yo, I've got better car insurance for you in Nevada.com. And they're like, look, yo, carinsurance.com, that shit is hot. So my car insurance for you in Nevada.com.
Even better. I hear you. All right, fair enough. Maybe Pink Cat's not the move, but I don't hate that.
I'm going after Pink Cat. I am, and I actually like Golden Games. I just like the niche, and I like
that too.
I like the gold. I like the what do you call it? Alliteration.
Yep.
The double G.
One more G in that domain name and triple G appears, like saying what's good.
And he says, hey, mate.
He's got it.
I don't like telecommuting like Ammar. I just think that's kind of dated. And
yeah, I feel like if you're going to do anything related to telecommuting, it's going to be with a brand, like a name, something kind of, funky and cool or whatever that's like, or, just specific services with it, of like within your, whatever that particular lane or service that you're providing, so.
Yeah. Yep. I this isn't a strong list, no pun intended, but it's not bad. It's
strong list. Yeah. Hey man, look, it's funny. I've given up at, working with the therapist has been helping me get over, like, I don't take it personal when people don't like the NameJet list. It's like, I know it's not my fault. It's like a Goodwill Hunting thing. They're like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. So it's all right. It's cool. You don't like the list. I don't like the list. You like the list? I love the list. Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
It's not bad. It's not bad. There's stuff in there.
Yeah. I'm just vibing with y'all. Right. What about the .org? What about educational.org?
I mean, education.org, mid 6-figure, 7-figure name.
Yeah.
Educational, like
Bad.
I wouldn't pay more than hundreds of dollars.
No.
Educational, all right, maybe low 4 figures.
Yes, that's where I'm thinking.
All right. Well, we could get to some kind
and
of
it's probably going to be. It's probably going to sit. It's probably going to sit in the portfolio, stuck with idiotic.com.
I'll bet you guys. I'll bet you guys $100. Drew's going to buy Travel Friends.
And
Travel Friends. I actually think Travel Friends is a decent name at the right price. Look, it's not that the domain's worthless; it's just worth less. You know,
you're going to convince Drew to buy it.
I think Travel Friends actually has more of an application. Travel is hot right now, guys.
Yo,
we're sliding into summertime.
Yeah, here comes again. Here comes again.
There's a website called Travel Friend.
For you in Nevada. Travel's hot right now, so that means anything that's got the word travel in it. That's just great.
Travel is hot. It's on fire. It's on fire. Travel Friends. Look, travel is really hot. And you know what else is really hot? Having friends. You know, that's it. Is it, man? Hey. How are they not bagging together?
Hey, how about travelfriendpinkcat.com?
Yeah, go look at no, seriously, go look at travelfriend.com. And I think it links. I think if you check it out, it links over to pinkcat.com. Just seriously, go look.
Christina 28.
Join an invite. Go on a trip together. I mean, this is literally the business. Like, right? It's like it looks like it's a combination of like
use that imagination, Drew.
Tinder and Expedia. I mean, boom, done and done. Look at this. You're like, oh wait, I could go on a trip with David 38 or Ekaterina 28 from.
Yeah, this is literally like.
I'm not getting. I guarantee you, I'm not getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
this is literally like Tinder for, you know, it's like in the 60s you had like, you know, I don't know, have skills, will travel. And that's like what this shit is. It's like, you know.
Have what?
Have whatever you can pay, whatever you can afford. You know what I'm saying?
Camel bone?
Well, hey guys, this is a good on Travel Friend. They have a safety tip. Let at least one of your relatives or friends know where you are going.
Yeah, there you go.
That's always good advice.
Because you don't know.
I was literally joking when I was like, oh yeah, let's make a website about like, oh, go travel with a rando. And that's literally what this business is. Like, yo, travel with a rando and
dude, you get in cars with randos. You go and stay at randos places. I mean, VRBO and Uber, it's all about rando. Come on, get with the rando vibe.
Yeah, why are you so anti-rando?
I'm buying rando.com.
Yo,
right
I'm literally on this rando.com right now. I'm trying to buy.
Who is this?
Rando.com.
So rando.com needs to be.
It's only 21.6. That's actually not a bad name.
Guys, all I'm saying is the travel
is a good name,
10K.
dude.
Let's offer 10K for rando.com.
Yep, we're buying it.
All I know is travel with travel friends is better than travel with randos.
You got to buy this before we air.
Where do you see that it's 21 grand?
At the bottom.
If you click through, it's on Cedo for 21.6.
It's on the bottom. Scroll down at all the bottom.
Cedo's not a sponsor, so just cut them out.
Well, let's see. Let me see if I can get the with history and go back.
Wait, Rando is a very gen name, by the way.
But here's the thing why I like Rando is it's in that multiple sales vector thing again. You got rando.com or Rando. It's a great domain name. Who's this guy? Dan Heffington. Who's that?
All right.
Oh, Inventra.
Rando.com.
Inventra. I know Inventra. Who is Inventra?
We're cutting this part out.
I don't think so, unless you guys want to. But I've got some other interesting comments that I want to bring up about travelfriend.com. While you figure out what you're figuring out.
Wait a minute.
I just
did you already sign up?
I just joined.
I know this guy. I'm going to email this guy. I know him. I did 2 deals with him already.
All right. Is this going down? Who's in on this? Who's doing this deal? All right.
Five each. Where are we going?
Yeah. No. I think it should be less than 21, but
Oh, I might tell him 10.
Yeah, 10 is the right number.
Yeah, so 5 each gives us some padding.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's do it. Let's go.
Man, if you can make it happen before the show airs, that would be amazing.
I just emailed them.
Then we launch it as a domain registrar and a marketplace.
Rando.
No, we launch
register,
it. We launch
registrar.
It.
Wait, R&O. Register and operate. You know what I'm saying?
No, dude, we're gonna launch it as a competitor to Travel Friend.
Yeah.
No, but R&O. Register and optimize.
No. And
this
Uber.
is gonna be we're gonna bring back chat roulette.
There you go. I like that.
Yo, Travel Friend, by the way, I went into their terms and conditions and it actually talks about, I think they rebranded. They used to be Travel Girls. So it's a community where you can find adventurous girls who want to travel, post, comment, discuss, learn, debate, support, and connect with people to share your interests. So
it was an escort site, in other words.
it is an escort site. So there is a business to be made with travelfriends.com. It's already like, so because better to have friends than just one friend. So, all right. Anything. All right. So we're buying rando.com. We fucking put Travel Friend on blast. We've gone through a list of names going in for auction on NameJet. We talked about their new site launching. We ran through the domain game. I was the champ. We've covered a lot of ground. Do we have any final comments on the list before we slide into grand closing and wrap this thing up? What's up?
You took away my belt. I'm upset.
I will send you some shirts though, so that way you can cover, that way you can, at least it'll help you get through it. But no, I'm happy with how these turned out, by the way. So, and shout out to Jen. Jen helped us with the logo. So she helped us with the, kind of some of the refreshing of the Domain Sherpa site and other things that are all en route. So,
is Ammar going to give us any more, NamesCon?
Oh yeah. Do we want to hear any? So talk to us. So what, conference wise, what do you think? Were you happy you went? Did you have a good time?
I was definitely happy I went. Look, I'm not usually going to these things for content anyway, right? I'm going to see people, and there were a lot of people there, and so to me it was definitely worth it, and I had a good time. I enjoyed it, and I left early, but so I didn't stay for the last 2 nights, but it was good. I do not
ride a mechanical bull.
I'm happy I went. No, there weren't those kind of that kind of party this time, but it was good. It was good.
It's all good, man. I mean, Adam brought it up. Adam, what do you think, man? Are you upset you missed it?
No, I got a bunch of stuff going on, man. I didn't have time. Actually, I was closing on something and it fell through, and so I did have a little bit of a window to shoot down there, but just it sounded like it was miserably hot. It didn't sound appealing that much to me, so sorry. Didn't go.
I mean, I had some great meals and great conversation. So
did you go to any of the speaking things on
I did. I mean, I went to like
Web3.
Which one?
Web3 stuff, or
no? I did not go to.
Was Jimmy Wales any good?
Yeah, it was interesting. Right, but
was there any?
Not really. I mean, look, all the other ones.
Yeah, you're like, was it good? Oh, yeah, it's interesting. All right, you have anything to say? Not really.
Who was more interesting, Kim Kardashian or Jimmy Wales?
Kim Kardashian.
Wasn't Boris Becker supposed to be there too?
Was he?
I think so.
Oh, he wasn't.
Maybe
as far as I know.
I'm pretty sure I saw something that said he was going to be there. Maybe that was Cloud.
Yeah,
maybe
I think I saw.
Cloudfest.
No, yeah, Cloudfest. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see.
That makes sense.
But it was good,
all good. And look, none of this is like, again, Adam brought it up, just kind of curious. And I think, all the feedback was sort of what I expected. I mean, there were, a bunch of people there, a lot of friendly faces, familiar faces. So that's good, And
then Soren actually came out to Vegas. I just had dinner with him and his girl last weekend. and we had a really good time. And I was trying to tell him, like, dude, bro, you got to bring it back to Vegas or LA or Miami or something. But
LA. Well, why can't we just get back to LA?
Yeah,
that'd be dope. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we've got the ICA is doing their, you know, they've announced that they're doing their annual thing.
If they would do one in LA, like, you know, my wife and the whole family would come. I'd go to LA for like a couple weeks, just hang out.
I will say this: I did have a good time. I don't regret going, and I felt it was useful.
Well, that's good. Anytime you go somewhere and don't regret going, that's always a win.
Right.
The
only thing I do regret is I wasn't on travelfriend.com before I signed up.
Yeah. Didn't you have a travel friend go with you?
Yeah.
So I signed up for Travel Friend and she didn't show up at the airport and said it was two big dudes that rolled me for my wallet and my phone. You know,
well, clearly you didn't read the FAQs then.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was going to be, you know, some chick from Minsk,
Adriana.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. See, tied it to the NameJet list. I love that. I love that. That is good work.
I think the ICA model is great because
exactly.
Right. And that's probably why their shows, you know, this Las Vegas one was so good.
Yeah.
Right. And it was really, you got to spend quality time. It was less about the content. But even the content was fine. But it was more about just seeing talking to people and really having quality time. And, you know, there was no auction, there was none of that. And so it felt, I think people just enjoyed it more and got more value out of it. But I'm just trying to
say anything to do with the auction though, don't you think? Do you think that at the one this coming, you know, in January that they're going to have, what if there was an auction? Do you think that would take away from it? I mean, I think part of what makes the you know, this a great fit, and this is what helped get NamesCon off the ground in the first place, was Vegas in January was an easy, acceptable trip for a lot of people. It's accessible. Yeah. It's not super expensive. You know, you could have a sort of this big, you know, and I think you know, if I'm pushing back on anything, it's this idea that I like the idea of an exclusive meeting and a meetup. But I think that, you know, having one that everyone can come to, I think an overly inclusive one is great, provided it's in the kind of place that's conducive for that. That's why Vegas is so great. You know, everybody can
location is definitely a big thing. But I can tell you, when we did our show in the Bahamas, that was hard to get to, but it was still really fun, right? And so people, you know, still wanted to go to that. So I do think location obviously matters, but I agree with you. Being able to get to it and being accessible is a big thing too. And everybody loves Vegas, right? Everybody loves LA. So you know,
there's certain places that
I think it's Vegas, LA, Miami. That's it. I don't think there's any, you know, New York, but New York's so expensive. You know, conference venues and all that stuff is very, very difficult. But I think Miami, LA, Vegas, everything else is.
Yeah. Not Springfield.
We could do Springfield. You know, you ever gone crop dusting? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fun.
Cow tipping, right?
Listen. You fill a crop duster full of cocaine. You know, you got all the domainers in a field.
I just think it's weird that, like, it used to be like, what was it, $2,000 for a ticket?
Yeah,
and we'd have just the same amount of people that we had at NamesCon, that, you know, when it was in Vegas. But you know, the sponsors were really what was kind of, you know, the activities after the fact and the things that we did, like.
Right. But Adam, so when we were doing that, we were spending, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars every show on sponsorships. Right. So I don't think there's companies that are willing to do that. I don't think GoDaddy.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They're just not making, you know, that was all funded through PPC. Right. So it was just, you know, in essence, free money. Right. Like, whereas domain sales, it's like you're giving up an asset to earn that money. And so, you know, when PPC money was flowing at 5,
dude, but
what it is today.
You say it's free money, but it wasn't your money that was being spent. When I'm spending, you know, $500,000 to $1 million a year on these sponsorships, that's not free money. I mean, yes, you're right.
It was.
It's still money. It's money out of your pocket.
Yeah, but easy come, easy go. You know.
Anyway, we're not going to go there. I could say a few things.
But I mean, yeah, I think there were different factors that made it feasible. And I think it's about gathering the right people. I think that's what made it still a successful event, was that you still had enough people go, to your point, Ammar, that you still felt there was value in connecting with people that were able to get there and that were willing to go. And I think there's a lot of value in the right people.
I would fly to Springfield just to hang out with Adam, right? Like, I'm not trying to make money on it. Right. But so I went because I wanted to see friends and have conversations and whatever. Right. Like it's a few days. It's harder for Drew.
Wait.
It's for sure. It's harder for Drew to come all the way from Lisbon to Austin. Right. I get that. But it wasn't hard for you or for Adam. Right. And so I Austin's not ideal, but I'm glad I went.
Yeah. I just checked trafficz.com at Forrest to Botus. So did Traffic Z basically sell to Botus? And that's,
Matt
is it
bought the
feed and the whole
yeah customer list and all that.
Well, without going down that tangent, I think that just to close out the point, I think that because I remember going to a China conference. This was back, like 2016 or whatever it was, the World Domain Conference, and there was only a few of us that were not, that were either U.S. or Europe, and the fact that there was only a small group of us, and include like Frank Schilling and Paul Nix and a handful of us, that it was actually a really cool time because we were all hanging together over the course of these few days. Got to experience some of the really cool stuff, like in the village in China that we were in. It was outside Shanghai, Wuzhen, I think it was. And, not Wuhan, but but yeah, it was super dope, and I think that, when you're in these environments with people, and whether you know them or not, you get an opportunity to know people, you get the opportunity to really connect and talk to people, sort of the more intimate events could be pretty neat. But I think at the end of the day, it's just about getting the right people, and whether that's a lot of people or the little people or a little amount of people, small amount of people, you can have a successful time just as long as some of the, you get enough of the right people to show up that, make it worthwhile. So,
yeah,
well, we'll see how it goes, man. I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunity for, NamesCon to continue to improve. I think there's opportunity for the ICA to do what they're doing with their event. We'll see how it shakes out, all for the good of the space. So, all right. Well, good stuff. I think we covered a lot of ground, man. I don't know that we got much else to talk about.
No.
Unless anybody's got anything else that they want to throw out at the wall before we shut this shit down. You know what I'm saying? Before Billy's going to be busy. But it's all good. And so that's what's good. All right. Well, listen, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank my co-host for being here today. As always, the best of the best, and much appreciated having them give their time and their insight, and for us and the audience, and to the audience, like I say on every show, thank you so much for tuning in. Without you, there is no us. And what I mean is, without you, meaning the letter U, there is no us. You get it? Because you spell us with you can't spell us without the U. You feel me? All right. All right. Hey, look, I started drinking before the show. It's a new thing I'm trying. It's working pretty well, I think. I think this could be a good thing. This is good. All right. No, but for real, thank everybody for tuning in and participating. Holler at us if you want to find us. We're not hard to find. Otherwise, we will catch you next time here on Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. Thanks, everybody, and peace out. See you soon.